What's going on, guys? This is GhostX and welcome back to another video. Today we will be talking about helis and choppers in Battlefield 6, best initial controls, how to practice them and how to upgrade their loadout, and some movement and fighting tips and tricks. This video is in response to the survey or the question that I put on my channel and basically to answer the requests of many of you. Please keep in mind I'm just an average player. I'm not very skilled in doing, movements or, fightings with choppers and helis. I don't play them all the time during my time on Battlefield 6. However, I played enough to the point that I'm comfortable flying them in any match given. So basically what I'm going to share with you is an average player experience. Without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and show you the settings first. We'll go to controller and then we'll hit settings and we'll go all the way down to helicopters or helicopters control settings over there. Let's click on that. These settings are good initial settings. You can copy mine exactly. You don't have to stick with them the whole time. I would say just do these ones and then, go ahead and practice a little bit and you can adjust as you go. The most important thing, I would say the helicopter control sensitivity, I would keep that at 100. I wouldn't change much of this one. The next thing would be the vehicle aim sensitivity. This one is up to you. For me, between 20% and 30% was really good in controlling the aircraft, especially if I just started practicing them or just started using them. For gunner aim sensitivity, between 55 and 60 most of the time. I usually 155. Vertical aim ratio, this one stays at 56. This is standard. You don't have to change anything about this one. Zoom sensitivity coefficient at 177. Vertical aim input, I keep it at standard. I don't use Battlefield 4. Vehicle stick input acceleration preset, also standard. Aim left and right acceleration, I keep it at 70. And the rest are just basically default. You don't have to change anything, or you can change whatever works for you. For me, I did not change a thing, to be honest with you. One more thing I want to mention about controls is my left stick is for the throttle to go up and down if I move it forward and backward, and the right stick would be for the nose, what goes down or nose up. So if you nose is down, you're gonna move forward, the whole chopper will move forward, and nose up, the whole chopper will go backward. So basically in controls, I have the default controller settings. I don't have the alternative one. Next thing to talk about is how to practice right after you set up your controls. I do recommend practicing on portal bots experiences instead of helis and aircraft ranges. There are many portal experiences where you spawn on a map with a lot of vehicles and aircrafts, but they don't have the countermeasures like enemy soldiers, ground vehicles, or enemy aircrafts that shoot at you. That's why I believe to practice against bots in a full match like Conquest, and even the progression will not be calculated or counted. I think this way it's better because you would get instant skills in flying choppers. I do have an experience code for you guys. You can jump in right away and practice it. You can use this code right here, 5TBC, and this will take you to a Conquest map. The first map would be Empire State, but you can quickly just pause the menu, go to enemy controls, and hit next map. The next map will be Merak Valley. So basically this is your next step after you finish your controls, especially if you never flew chopper or heli in Battlefield 6. You would come into this experience and practice on live bots. Alright, next is the heli's loadout and mastery progression. All the footage you see in this video was with the base loadout, so basically you don't have to stress about it. Just use whatever you have and practice as much as you can, and the progression will come gradually. Unfortunately, there isn't a bot experience that gives you full progression for vehicles, so you need to do it the good old-fashioned way, which is basically playing the game. However, this can be tweaked a little bit, especially if you were on a console. You can turn off crossplay and start looking for a custom map or a custom search for Conquest or Escalation. Even if you are on PC, and turning off crossplay probably won't change much, I would still use custom map search and choose either Escalation or Conquest and select only one map at a time. There is a good chance your game would be mostly bots, and this would be a lot easier for you to advance in helicopters mastery as a start. If you jump in the game and you don't see a lot of bots and you start playing, you see a lot of sweaty players there and a lot of jets and helicopters that destroy you the minute you jump in, and then just wait for it, wait for the next map to load in. A lot of people will probably leave that map because they don't have custom search selected, so you will end up playing with bots more than real players. And if that's not the case, then you go ahead and change the map. Keep the same mode but change the map. Also keep in your mind the first 10 mastery you will unlock a lot of things, and you basically only need 1 or 2 vehicles for you to shoot down or destroy to notice you advanced 1 mastery. Okay, next thing is tips and tricks. If you are in a match and a lot of people trying to get on the fighter heli, you will need to be fast in clicking on the chopper icon in the right time. You will have to spam clicking on it only when it hits 98 or 99 of its loading screen. If you do it earlier, it will tell you that the helicopter is not available, and by the time this error message is gone, someone else might have taken it. Number 2, when you first spawn on the helicopter, be aware of the surroundings. Don't get too close to the center of the map too quick. Use any covers or terrain around you, like mountains or buildings, to make sure there isn't an AA vehicle already on the map that could spot you from a distance and shoot you. And I would say pick the one target that is the closest to you, and once you unload your weapons on it, just duck down, get closer to your HQ for a quick reload. And like I said, use the periphery of the map to engage targets instead of jumping right in the middle. And I would keep low altitude initially, especially if you just your helicopter progression and practice. Once you're more comfortable, you can do whatever you want to enjoy the game. Third point, I would say always fly unpredictable. Try to shoot targets from different angles. You don't have to be low all the time or high all the time. But the minute you get a lock on, just release your flares and also make a turn in the same time to duck or go back to your HQ. Don't flare out while you're like in a straight line, because you will get another lock on in no time. Most of the time your play will be in third person view, but the minute that you have a target, you have to switch to first person view or the pilot view, and that would give you a better estimation of the distance and also gives you the crosshair that you can use right away. But like I said, overall it's third person view most of the time. I would use the primary weapon or the primary missiles mainly for almost everything. You don't have to wait for the lock-on missiles to shoot targets, especially for the targets that are closer to you. Once you progress your chopper, you will unlock a really good and really strong primary gun or primary missiles, and those are called the heavy rockets. You will get 4 of them and they're pretty deadly. Alright, for the next one, I would say every time you try to use the choppers or fly choppers in a game, I would choose the engineer class, obviously. Landing is dangerous, but you can always land and repair your vehicle if you want to, especially if you were like fighter heli. For a transport heli, it's pretty easy to switch seats and then repair vehicles and then go back in as a pilot. And the last thing that I want to say is if you were solo pilot, you don't have any co-pilot with you, don't forget that you have a secondary gun or co-pilot gun that you always can use or switch to have a guided missile or, shoot infantry down below. And when you're done with that, you can switch back to pilot. The co-pilot gun will give you a better angle or different angle on things or gets underneath you that you don't see with the primary gun. And that's pretty much it, guys. This was just a straightforward, concise guide to choppers and helis. I tried to cover the most important things to get you started if you haven't flew them in the game. I hope this is going to help to get started, and if you have any questions, just drop it down below in the comments. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to support the channel. Everything from you will be greatly appreciated. Up until the next one, cheers and have a good day.